Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Depending on where you are, it's so beautiful to see so many wonderful faces joining us for our Spring 1 2021 IP PhD residency. So I hope you're all excited for the plans that we have for you in our weekend residency. But as we officially start residency, I would like to welcome you, offer warm welcome into Spring 1 2021 residency. Definitely would like to welcome the Residency 1 students. I know this is your first residency, so it's exciting that you are here with us. I also would like to welcome Residency 2 students who are already moving along in the IP PhD program. So welcome to you. I also would like to welcome our Dean for the online campus, Dr. William Brown. Thank you for joining us, Dean Brown. Also our Associate Dean for the online campus, Dean McGrath. Thank you so much, Dr. Brita McGrath. I also would like to welcome our special consultant, the department consultant, and a very good friend of the international psychology family, Dr. Michael Stevens. Yes, we have with us one of the authors of the Oxford book. Not only that, but our father of international psychology. So it's a tremendous honor to have you with us, Dr. Stevens. We also have with us our esteemed IP core faculty, Dr. Patricia Perez, Dr. Alicia Eubanks, and Dr. Roblin Luder. Dr. Roblin Luder, for those of you who do not know, she's an alumna of the International Psychology PhD program. And in 2020, she received the Distinguished Alumna Award from TCSPP. So very, very honored to have Dr. Luder joining the IP family. We also have Dr. Heidi Marshall, who is the coordinator of the Online Writing Center. We also have with us our department manager, Victoria Martinez, who recently joined the IP family. She actually joined this past January 4. So welcome to your first residency, Victoria. Also welcome to Tamara Rudnick. Tamara is the IP Student Support Counselor. And last but not least, we have also the IP Ambassador Club, which is a student representative group, IP PhD candidate Jennifer Fisher. So for those that I didn't have a chance to talk yet, I am Dr. Viviane Pecanha. I am the chair of the IP department in our online campus. I truly hope that you and your families, they are well and they are safe. especially considering all the challenges that we have been experiencing in 2020 and also in the beginning of 2021. I know this is impacting COVID-19 and all the other events are impacting our global societies, and more than ever, we need professionals in the field of international psychology to assist with responding to all of that. And we will be talking more during our residency about your career development. But I'm hopeful, I'm truly hopeful that 2021 will bring good and positive energy. In the near future, we will be able to resume our residencies in Chicago campus. Prior to doing online, all the residencies were on ground in Chicago campus. But meanwhile, we will continue to prioritize safety. And this is the main reason why we decided to have our residency online. A little bit about myself. I am originally from São Paulo, Brazil, born and raised. Everything, all my education and my career, I started in Brazil. I began working for TCSPP in 2008. This was during the time I was living in Los Angeles, in California. And at that time, the Chicago School of Professional Psychology had a plan to nationalize the school. And we were opening a new campus in Los Angeles. This was a long time ago, as you can imagine. So I started there at the PsyD program, and then life threw us some curveballs, and I had to move back to my home country in 2009 with my family. The good part was that at that time in 2009, TCSPP was launching the IP PhD program online. So I moved it to online, and I was actually part of the team that was launching the IP PhD program. And I have to tell you, it has been quite a journey, and I cannot tell you how much I'm seeing. I mean, I appreciate and I'm seeing like all the investments and everything that was done, and we continue to do with your support to help the development of the program and the field of international psychology. So yes, for the past 10 years, I was working overseas in São Paulo, Brazil. And February 2020, I moved to New York City. So yes, I'm talking with you right now from New York City. And acculturation has been quite interesting, especially during time of COVID-19 and pandemic and everything that we are living. In 2019, the IP PhD program completed its 10th year anniversary. So we are entering pre-adolescence, if you will, with all characteristics of pre-adolescence, but actually moving forward into, you know, being a strong and being a mature program. And we are very proud of the evolution of the program, and we will continue to commit, and we continue to devote ourselves to advance the program so we can continue to providing quality education in the field of international psychology to all of you. So our residencies, they are very important for many, many reasons. But one of the main reasons, which I truly believe it's extremely important, it's for all of us to be together, even virtually. because we can be together, as you know, through all the courses you are taking, that it's possible to be together and to build communities, build a support system where we can all count on one another. It's also important because we offer you the possibility to network with your peers, with IP faculty mentors, advisors. Yes, we are your mentors and advisors. I hope you had a chance to already connect with your mentor, your faculty mentor. If not, we can definitely assist you during residency. We also want to facilitate connections with you and the IP PhD alums, so you can build meaningful collaborations with them and know what they are already doing in the international psychology field. And I have to say, we have professionals that graduated from our program that are doing just amazing, amazing things. I just heard from one alum who lives in Japan that he was invited to develop a course to introduce international psychology to the undergraduate program in Japan. So this is, I hope you know this, this information just gets you more and more excited about what it's, we are up to come. The IP faculty, including myself, as I mentioned, we are all your mentors, and we are looking forward to connect with all of you, help you navigate to the program, introducing you to your international psychology field, and also leveraging your career into the field of international psychology. We will have the chance to learn from the presentations that were carefully developed by the faculty, presentations that will be addressing all of the program learning outcomes of the IP PhD program. So you can develop your competencies, you can develop attitudes and knowledge that will make you competitive in the field of international psychology. The program learning outcome, research methods, and critical psychology, they will be addressed in several presentations related to the dissertation in international psychology with Dr. Luder, Eubanks, the alums, also talking about how you can learn the language of APA. I know this it's like some of like a journey for some students, but we are here to support you with the online writing center and Dr. Marshall. You will also be talking with Dr. Philippa Du and Cassidy Pitt in terms of research methodologies that are important for the field of international psychology, and that will be also facilitated by Dr. Eubanks. Dr. Perez will be leading us in terms of field experiences, the courses that are your debut as international psychologists, especially addressing PLO critical self-reflection and how it is important to look how we impact others, especially in a field where we work with so many people that are not, that do not share the same backgrounds that we have. We also will be talking about what is the field of international psychology with Dr. Michael Stevens. The career in international psychology also will be addressed, and alums will be sharing their own experience, so you can reflect about your career goals and future to be international psychologists. And PLO, Ethics and Social Justice, will be actually addressing all the presentations, especially when we are talking about ethics in dissertations, in field experiences, in our work in international psychology. We also will talk about comprehensive examinations. I know this is like something that students, they all would like to know how this is done in the IP PhD program. So we will be talking more about that. And we will have all those activities and all those presentations that we develop for you during this weekend. We want really to invite you and so you can really be with us. But that is only possible if you permit yourselves to be fully committed with your minds, your bodies, and your souls. So please don't forget that the quality of your presence here with us during residency can transform your experience, and you are the only one that can do that. So please allow yourself to be with us so you can fully understand and fully comprehend all the knowledge and all the competencies and skills that we will be facilitating you to develop during this weekend, right? So please make sure you share your cameras when you're prompted. If you prefer, you can call in to have better audio connection. But please make sure you're joining the Zoom meeting to see the presentations. We are going to record all the presentations with the exception of the presentations that are going to be more interpersonal, where you're going to share your experiences and dynamics. And we are going to share the link with the recorded sessions with all of you after the end of residency. Okay, so with that said, I would like to officially start our residency, inviting our Dean, Bill Brown, Dr. Bill Brown, and Dr. Britta McGrath to share a few words of wisdom so they can also welcome you into Chicago School and to our IP PhD residency online campus. Dr. Bill Brown, we would love to hear your words of wisdom.
I just want to say hello, and I'll let you know, Dr. Picana, that Dr. McGrath had to jump off.
Oh, okay.
He's no longer on the call, but I'll go ahead and say hello, but I'll keep it brief because I want you all to be able to get to your residency. So, hi, everybody. Dr. Picana asked me to stop in this morning just to welcome you to the 2021 spring residency for your programs. I know I mentioned the last time that I'm so used to doing this in person that it feels a little strange, and it really still does. I think, unfortunately, I'm starting to get a little used to it, but I can't wait until we can actually be face to face again. Having said all that, though, I'm really happy to see all of your faces, even if it's through Zoom. As all of you know, a lot has happened over this past year, and it continues. And I know it's been difficult for many of you and your families and for people that you know. And I just want to say that I applaud you for sticking with your programs through all of the changes and the turmoil that continues in the world. Because as all of you can see, with all that's happening, there's an increasing need for people just like you with the degrees that you're seeking. And we can only anticipate that that need's going to increase in the coming months and years. So I just want to say welcome and thank you for choosing TCSPP and our outstanding faculty to pursue your degrees. And I wish you the best in your programs and in your future careers. And with that, I'll just turn it back over to Dr. Picana and your incredible faculty and wish you a wonderful residency. Thank you, Dr. Picana.
Thank you so much, Dr. Brown. It's an honor to have you with us in this Saturday. Thank you for welcoming our students. I know this means a lot to all of them to have our dean with us today. We wish you a wonderful weekend, and please be safe.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So we will continue with our introductions in the department, and I would like to invite our external consultant, and like I mentioned, a very good friend of the international psychology family, Dr. Michael Stevens, the father of international psychology.
Thank you, Dr. Picana. It's always a pleasure to be a part of residency, and I'm very grateful for the invitations that that have been extended to me over the years. And one of the reasons that I like it so much, even though it's virtual, is that I get to see some familiar faces, as well as some new faces, and we all have an opportunity, as has been said, to be more of a community. So I think that's one very important outcome of residency. I also learn a lot myself because we really do have the opportunity to interface, and even in this format, that's something that we've built into our residency programming. And so I learn a lot from you, and I think Dr. Bacana's words were very wise to try to be fully present, but also to kind of suspend sort of the pre-existing points of view so that you can at least absorb those things that may be new and contradictory to the way that you see the world, and then process that later through dialogue or through your own reflection. Just a brief background to where I come from. I am the son of refugees. I grew up in New York City in a very ethnically diverse community on the opposite end of Manhattan to where Dr. McCana currently resides. And I would have to say that that I owe a lot in terms of my career to chance. I've been very, very fortunate to have stumbled somewhat blind into opportunities that I realized were good fits with where I had always wanted to go, and that is to approach psychology from the point of the context of human beings and using that context to better understand how people think, feel, and interact with one another. My training was in the traditional reductionistic, positivistic view where all external variables are controlled and you just do some simple experiments. And I soon discovered that so many contextual factors were ignored that really help explain the why and the wherefore for the differences that we observe in human functioning. And so there have been many such opportunities where I've kind of stumbled into avenues where I could pursue a more contextualized approach to psychology. And I would encourage all of you to, keep an eye out for those unexpected meetings or encounters or opportunities that come your way, and to really consider leaping in so that you can take full advantage of them as part of the internationalizing of your current career, or as a pathway to a new career that's more fully engaged with international psychology. We are at the forefront of psychology, my friends, and we have been since the inception of the program. And it continues to be a unique program, not only in the United States, but in the world. We are increasingly showing a strong presence within psychology organizations, within the United Nations, with NGOs. And so I think it's something to really be proud of, because the TCSPP brand that you will have as you continue through the program and after you graduate will really count for a lot. And so again, welcome to residency. Take full advantage of it. Please keep in touch. Those of you who want to reach out, be happy to talk with you via Zoom or email. But good to see all of you, and hope we have a chance to interact a little bit more as residency unfolds.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Stevens, and very, very true. It's a very important field, a very important career, especially considering everything that we are living more than ever. The field of international psychology and international psychologists and the competencies that we have are needed to help, to facilitate, or to also assist bringing people together. We are seeing so much polarization around the world. And I do believe that there is a lot of opportunities for us to help bring people together. It's still a pioneering field, especially in the when we say like the looking to Western mainstream psychology, like Dr. Stevens was mentioning. Outside of the US, psychology was from the beginning internationalized in several countries. So the history of international psychology in the US, it's a little bit different from the history of international psychology outside of the US. But this is like, you know, a conversation for us to continue having during this weekend, and maybe also during our town hall meetings and our meetings with your faculty advisors, just like, you know, planting a seed so you can follow up on that with us. As we continue to move with introductions and welcomes, I would like to invite our esteemed core faculty to introduce themselves and talk a little bit more about them. So I would like to invite Doctors Patricia Perez, Alicia Eubanks, and Dr. Roblin Luder.
Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Perez. Welcome to residency. It's so wonderful to see some very, very familiar faces and also new faces. So this is really the highlight of residency, or actually core faculty, my core faculty position, to be able to join together during residency in the fall and also in the spring. So I have been really privileged and honored to be part of this department faculty since 2011. Is that right, Dr. Pasanya? Now everything is blurring in my head, because I actually, in addition to my bio and the programs, I actually started as a dissertation affiliate faculty in 2009 with dissertation students. And I actually, at that time, also worked as adjunct faculty on the Chicago campus and in IP online, teaching a lot of the diversity courses and the lifespan courses. So my role as core faculty has been as the diversity lead. So you might see me in those diversity courses, IP 805, which is Cultural Perspectives, Individuals, Families, and Communities. And then also IP 844, which is Theoretical Perspectives in Acculturation and Assimilation. And then I'm also the field experience faculty lead. So for Residency 1 students, we'll gather together with some field experience instructors to discuss some of the things that go into those field experience courses. And then I'm also the faculty lead for our certificate program. I don't know if you know that we have a certificate program in addition to the master's program and the PhD program. So in all of those hats, I'm very excited in all of those roles. On a personal note, I think many of the Field Experience Philippines students know this. I'm originally from Quezon City, Philippines. I was born there, and I moved every 1 to 5 years all around the United States. And I also got to live in London, England for 5 years. So on a professional note, travel, acculturation, adapting, things like that have been so part of my core values and really a life skill. I've had to do that. However, what's so wonderful about my role in being part of core faculty, I get to learn from my colleagues, I get to learn from students. We continue to be those lifelong learners, and those one-on-one discussions with students. So if Residency 1 students in particular, I am your faculty mentor. If your last name is S, starts with an S through Z. So I really look forward to talking to all of you one-on-one, and also for the sessions that I'm leading. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Pleasure to connect. My name is Dr. Alicia Eubanks. I live in Orlando and I'm from Maryland. I think one of the most important things about me is I believe in the power of relationships. And if we can connect and get to know each other, we can open doors for many other opportunities. So I think sometimes students are nervous or you're busy. Don't ever worry about that. Even if we have a meeting to think we're going to talk about nothing, we'll have something to talk about. And even if it's just understanding what's happening in your life, then those conversations can lead to professional development or classes or comps, et cetera. So I just encourage everyone to reach out. In the department, over research methods, the lead for that, and support with comps in the classrooms. In regards to seeing you in the classroom, I usually teach the upper level of the classes you'll take towards the end and regarding research methods, which is program evaluation, applied research methods, and courses of that nature. My thoughts and theories about research methods is that sometimes it can seem really difficult, but I like to think of it as like planning a really good wedding. If you can be detailed and think about all the parts and all the ins and outs to go with it, it can be easier to just write down your plan and navigate through it and get through it. I think that with international psychology, research is even more interesting because it's not just about the methodology, but it's also about building relationships, finding contacts, meeting your cultural guides, knowing who you're going to work with, in whatever country you're going to work with for your dissertation. So it's so much more than just the methodology and the research, it's the relationships as well. So I look forward to getting to know you and have a great residency.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Roblyn Luter, and it is such an honor to be here with all of you today and see so many familiar faces. I wanted to send everyone a chat message saying hello, but it's an honor. I have to say, as an alumna of the program, residency was always my favorite experience. Residency is where everything came together and it came to life, and I was able to get so much information. I was able to recenter myself as an IP student, and really develop my ideas about my dissertation and my future work in the field. And I'm really hopeful that this will be the same type of experience for each of you. Now, I have to say, as Dr. Brown said, adapting to virtual residency was a bit challenging at first, but after the last one, it went extremely well. And as Dr. Brown said, I think I'm becoming used to this. So, and I share with Dr. Pacana, I think that this is really at the heart of us being international psychologists. So I first want to say, I echo the sentiments that have been stated already, and I really challenge you to engage fully in this experience, to participate in the workshops, to ask the questions, to share with your peers, use this time to get to know each other, even virtually. As a core faculty member, it's such an honor, especially to be an alumna of this program. And one of the roles that I play is the dissertation faculty lead. And that's something I'm really passionate about because I believe that through our work, through your dissertation, you really build your future career. Your dissertation is your pathway to your career as an international psychologist, and it really helps us to spread the good word, as I like to say, of IP, of international psychology. And so I'm really passionate to see your dissertations develop. As many of you know, if you've been in my classes, I'm very transparent. And it wasn't always an easy process for me. And I had to, have a plan A and a plan B and a plan C, and sometimes even a plan D. And so I'm hoping to help you facilitate that process. We welcome you in this program. We celebrate your passion for international psychology. I join with you in understanding your desire to change the world, because I think all IP students, when you start this program, have that goal of changing the world. And so I join with you in doing that. And so again, if your last name is A through F, I serve as your faculty mentor. You probably have gotten a video from me already, and many of you I've already met with, but I want to encourage you to reach out to me. And even if you have a different last name outside of A through F, if there's something that I can share with you as an alumna of the program, because again, I know what it's like to be a student. I know what it's like to have so much uncertainty. I know what it's like to have so many questions about, especially as Dr. Eubanks talked about, international data collection and what does that look like. And so I welcome sharing my knowledge and my experience with you. And I celebrate you for making this amazing choice for this amazing innovative program. The last thing that I will share with you is that the IP program has been absolutely life-changing for me. When I entered this program, I had already been working in higher ed for a couple of years, and I'd also been directing programs in the mental health program for mental health field for many, many years. So I had no idea. I thought I was getting a degree and a PhD in international psychology, and that's it. I had no idea that it would change my entire world, that it would introduce me to places and people that I never knew. And sometimes I sit back at my life and I laugh silently to myself as I'm talking to colleagues in India and Israel and places all over the world. And all of that happened from this program, this PhD in international psychology. So the world is waiting for you. Many of you who I've talked to, I've told you before, there are not enough hours in the day that I have to do the many things that people ask me to do. So the world needs your skills and they need your experience. And you could not have come to a better program. So welcome, welcome, welcome to Spring Residency. And we look forward to joining with you, laughing, learning, and growing together during this residency. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Luter. Thank you, Dr. Perez and Dr. Eubanks, for welcoming our students and welcoming the new students and welcoming back the students that continue to be in the program. I would like to welcome now Dr. Heidi Marshall, our coordinator for the Online Writing Center, to also introduce herself.
Excellent, thank you. And hello, everyone. Thank you for having me join your residency this weekend. I'm very excited to speak with you all tomorrow a bit more in depth. Just a little about me. I've been with the Chicago School since 2017. But I've worked in academic support roles for online graduate school since 2007, so for quite some time. It's a great honor to lead and coordinate our online writing center. Through our center, if you have not yet used us, we do offer one-on-one service. We also offer webinars for students, but I think some of the most valuable support that we provide students is here in the residency experience. You've heard from your faculty, Dr. Stevens, about sort of what it means to be at residency and learn how to reflect this identity of being an international psychologist. And I think that's really important. But coupled with that is really learning how to sort of internalize and reflect some academic competencies and skill sets that you need to really engage with your colleagues. And that's where we come in and help you feel confident in your written communication skills and also feeling confident entering into that dissertation process. So We're really more than just a writing center, more than a place to teach you those basic sentence level APA skills. It's really about how do I engage in this academic conversation and let my voice be heard in a way that's meaningful and that my colleagues are going to respect and see me as somebody who's really credible in the field. So that's a lot of the sessions we have tomorrow, what we're aiming for. By no means are we going to be able to teach you how to do that in 90 minutes. However, you know, another goal is for having us here is to know that this is a resource that's available to you throughout your time here in your degree program. You can always reach out to me or the other folks in our writing center. Yeah, and feel free to please do come tomorrow with any pressing questions that you have about writing, about APA, about the dissertation process. Come prepared to talk. And I look forward to speaking with you then.
Thank you so much, Dr. Marshall. A lot of the times we focus on the international psychology piece, but we cannot forget that this is a doctoral program. And in a doctoral program, being fluent when it comes to communicating in a scholarly manner is extremely important. A lot of you notice that the way you express yourself informally will not match with the way that it is expected, the expectations of scholars and scientific professionals. They need to express themselves in writing and also verbally when they are presenting themselves or when they are writing about their research studies. So I know it's for some of you, it's kind of like a journey to learn APA and scientific and scholarly communication. And it's for all of you, I'm sorry, it's for all of us, to be quite honest. As the field of, as APA is always evolving itself, we move it from one set of rules and guidelines from the American Psychological Association edition 6 to edition 7. And edition 7 will not be the last. We will continue to see evolution in the way that we write. So as an expectation for a doctoral program, when you see your instructors identifying and providing feedback related to APA in your assignments, and you don't understand the reason why sometimes they are focusing on that, that's the reason why. The reason why we want to, as I mentioned in the beginning, we are facilitating the development of competencies, skills, and knowledge that will make you competitive into the international psychology field, but in the scientific field as well. We want you to feel confident that you can have communications with other scholars and they will hear what you have to say, as Dr. Marshall said. Because if we enter the party and we start the conversation, but we don't have the skill to express ourselves in that manner, you may see that people will not, perhaps, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but usually when you introduce yourself in a scholarly manner, you make your name, you make your path, people will give you more attention, especially when they understand, they realize that you know how to speak the language, that you are fluent on that language. In my own journey was quite additionally special, if you will, because when I was doing my graduate work in Brazil, we were not following APA style. We were following another set of rules, but I had to learn all the other set of rules that are around the world. So APA is not only the set of rules, but in the field of psychology, we do that here in the United States. So I had to learn how to speak fluent, the set of rules to be a scholar in Brazil. And then I had to learn the set of rules from APA to be a scholar here in the United States. And I continue to learn. So this is like a never-ending journey, because the beauty of life is that we always learn something new. I hope you are all open to that. All right, so moving forward with our introductions and presentations, I would like to welcome our department manager, Victoria Martinez, to also introduce herself.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm very excited to be here with you all, as it was my first residency as department manager. I have attended one residency previously, but just in these introduction roles. So I'm excited to learn alongside of you all what takes place during this time. I imagine it's going to be a really great experience. Before moving into this role, I'm not fully new to the Chicago school, as I was previously senior admissions counselor, recruiting students. Few of you, I've recognized a few names. You might recognize my voice more so, as we've spoke more on the phone than face to face. So it's exciting to be on the other side and seeing you guys really succeed within your professional and educational goals. So I'm excited to see that path take place. My role as department manager, there's a lot that I can do, but in short, I'm here to provide a high level support to you all as students, and as well as the faculty within the department, and just fully supporting the department as a whole. So if there's anything that you need, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help, and I'll be honest, I don't know everything, so I will be sure to work with you to point you in the right direction. If it's not with me, I'll get you where you need to be. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Victoria. And once again, welcome to the IP family. We are excited to have you with us and actually getting you into the field of international psychology. Yeah. Okay, so the next person I would like to welcome, and so she also can introduce herself, is your student service counselor, Tamara Rodnicki. So Tamara, we would love to hear a few words from you.
Sure. Hi. Thank you. So just really good to see everyone who has seen before for Residency 2. Good to see our Residency 1 students. So just like Viviani, Dr. Prana said, I'm Tamara Rodnicki. I'm your student support counselor. I also serve as the manager of the online student support team. We now have a record-breaking 2,385 students for the online campus, which is wonderful. Along with working with all of the IP programs, I work with our educational technology program, and I also work with our bachelor's in science and nursing, and also the clinical psychopharmacology program as well. Just a little bit about me. I'm also an alum of TCSPP. I graduated from our ground campus in 2011 with my master's of counseling and a master's in psychology and clinical counseling. I'm a first generation college student. I graduated from undergrad with a double major in 4 years straight. I wasn't doing another year or so. That wasn't an option for me. So I definitely understand the impetus and the push of all of you all to do really well and succeed moving forward. My best days working with students come from helping people solve their problems and helping push them forward to program completion. I love seeing students graduate. It's like one of my favorite things to do. But yeah, I'm here just for any support you all have broadly. And kind of like Victoria said, if you have questions or you have difficulty getting an answer from someone, please feel free to reach out to me and I can help connect you with someone or provide the answer for you. So I hope everyone has a really great residency this weekend. You're muted. Dr. McConnell, you're on mute.
Okay, sorry about that. That will happen a few times. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, I was saying that Tamara is a very important person in your journey as a student in the IP PhD program. She will help you with questions related to your course schedule. She will also help you with questions related like to policies, guidelines, or if you have questions related like to leave of absences, anything related to that and many other areas, Tamara will be able to assist us responding. So as we continue to move forward with introductions, this is very special because the last time I introduced Jennifer Fisher, she's an IP PhD candidate, and I'm going to just briefly say why I am emphasizing IP PhD candidate, because in doctoral programs, we have like a rite of passage. So when you enter the IP PhD program or any type of doctoral programs, you are a PhD student. And you can certainly include in your signature line, IP PhD student. Once you pass your comprehensive examinations, then you can change your signature line to IP PhD candidate. And this is something that it's known in the doctoral fields, in the doctoral field, in the higher education, that once a student becomes a candidate, that means that the student has only the dissertation work to finish, so it's approaching the finish line, and just minimum work in terms like of the core courses or the concentration courses. So that's the reason why I'm emphasizing IP PhD candidate, because yes, she is now towards the end of the finish line. She is one of the co-chairs of the IP PhD Ambassadors Club. The Ambassadors Club is a student-driven, student representative body for only international psychology students. And it's a peer-to-peer mentorship system. We currently have 3 co-chairs, and we usually have one co-chair from a student that it's beginning the program or it's in the first year of the program, a senior student that either is approaching the comprehensive exams or already passed the comprehensive exams. And we also have an alum of the IP PhD program. So that means that we have all representations to assist you, responding questions or guiding you if you want to have your questions responded by senior students. It's also like a student representative body to facilitate communications with us. with administration. We do have frequently meetings to talk about how can we improve the IP PhD program. In the past, we made several modifications because of the fact that we heard the voices of the students communicating through the Ambassadors Club. The Ambassador Club, they offer like meetings with all the students. They also encourage students to engage with them, to be part of initiatives or subcommittees that they are creating in order to continue evolving the IP PhD program. And just one, and I think this is like just one really, but a very important modification that we did in the IP program because we heard the voices of the students. So in the past, the comprehensive examinations, they were done during Residency 2 on ground in Chicago. So as we're speaking, if we were in Chicago, all the students here that are Residency 2 students, you would be taking all the comprehensive exams, the 4 comprehensive written exams: diversity, research methods, ethics and social justice, and foundations and history. You would be taking all of those comprehensive exams on ground in Chicago campus computer lab. Computers that you are not familiar, but you have to take at that time. It was one comprehensive exam after the other, like you would take 2 comprehensive exams in one day and 2 comprehensive exams in another day, back to back. And you would take those, each of the comprehensive examination, you would take like, it would take, you would take, I would say like 2 hours for each of them. In the students that also, after they finalized the written comprehensive examinations, they had to do a poster presentation where they would be defending their poster presentation, meaning that that poster was the final product of the development of chapters 1, 2, and 3. So it was intense. And as you can imagine, a lot of work on Residency 2 students, a lot of work, really a lot of work. So we heard the voices of the students saying we need to think about a better structure, because at the end of the day, they were like, you know, exhausted, beyond exhausted, to be honest with you. So in the past several years, we changed that, and we now offer students the possibility to do their written comprehensive exams during a specific comprehensive exam window period. That usually takes like 2 to 3 weeks. They can schedule the exams when they want, meaning, of course, during that specific comprehensive exam open window. They can do the exams at the comfort of your homes. So using your own computer, the computer that you are familiar. And also we increased the time of the comprehensive exams. So now all the comprehensive exam students, they take, each exam, it's 2 hours and 2 hours and a half, with exception of research methods, which is 3 hours and a half. And we also dismember the comprehensive exam oral presentation. So you do not need to do the oral exam, the dissertation oral proposal defense. During the exam window, you will be able to do your dissertation oral defense, which is not the same as the dissertation defense. The dissertation defense is the end of the program when you are doing the last dissertation course, IP 904. So that will be done when your chair, your dissertation chair, approves your chapters 1, 2, and 3. And you already received feedback from your committee readers and you made the modifications. So, and that also you are able to do online. Okay. So just to let you know that sometimes I want to bring historical knowledge because we definitely hear your voices. And so please continue to have conversations with the IP Ambassadors Club and really, share your voices. Not only like sharing what it's not going well, but like helping us to think on how to solve the things that are not going well. We want you to be part of this solution. We want you to be part of the process to make our program better, because this is the what we want. We want to make this program always better. And without further ado, so I would like to invite Jennifer Fisher, who recently moved from New York City to Beirut, Lebanon. She's actually talking with us right now from Lebanon. Thank you so much for coming, Jennifer.
Thank you. And I believe it's morning there still, maybe, or is it 10 a.m.?
It is noon Central Time.
Yeah, that has been the hardest thing about being so far away, is counting all of the time differences, but I've never felt more like an IP than I do now. So thank you for having me. Thank you for also introducing the IP Ambassadors Club. As Dr. Pekana said, I am one of 3 chairs of the IP Ambassadors Club, and the goal of the club, we call it IPAC for short too. The goal of the club is to strengthen the IP community through student support, problem solving, and open communication. So those are all of the things that Dr. Pekana just mentioned. We have open communication with the department. We meet on a regular basis with Dr. Pekana and bring all of the activities that we're doing back. So if there is any suggestions on how they can improve the program, or any challenges that students are facing and they've brought to the meetings, we communicate those, and we take a solution-focused approach to finding ways to help support students and connect them. Some exciting stuff that we are hoping to work on as we're moving into this year is actually mapping out a more structured and formalized peer mentorship program, where students can submit their interest for a mentor from more senior students and tell us their research interests or their professional interests, and we'll try and match you with the best mentor for you. Also, we are looking into maybe putting together some sort of newsletter so that we can keep students aware of what's going on. There's so many different things that are offered through Division 52, through the town hall meetings, through TCSPP initiatives like the diversity inclusion micro-credential that believe just happened or is happening very soon. So we want a centralized way to make those announcements to you, or to let you know what's going on, or to showcase what students are doing or what faculty are doing that are really cool and interesting, what alumni are doing if they're working on anything interesting, to help connect IP professionals to one another. If anybody has any questions, you can email IPAC at ipambassadors@thechicagoschool.edu, and I'll drop that email address in the chat for anybody who's interested. And our next meeting is going to be Tuesday, February 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll actually be back in the States then, so it won't be too late for me when I'm there. But also keep an eye out on the IP Resource Cafe. I'll ask Dr. Khana to post a flyer of the meeting in the Zoom link. So I hope to see everybody there who is interested. And if you're not sure if you're interested, you can just come and listen in too. The more student engagement that we have, the more we can just dream up all of the things that we want to do. So thank you for having me. Enjoy your residency.
Thank you so very much, Jennifer. It's exciting that you are now in Lebanon, in Beirut, as you said, like experiencing the true life of being a soon-to-be international psychologist. Definitely, we would like to hear your experiences as you transition to a new country, to a new culture, and we are looking forward to hear your experiences in terms of your acculturation strategies. This is something that definitely, if you feel comfortable sharing with us, we will truly enjoy. I'm seeing that we have some students with questions. So William, feel free to share your camera and unmute yourself. I see that you have your hand raised if you have a question for us. You are still muted? Or maybe you're having just, oh, you can't talk? All right, so would you like to include your question in the chat box? Let me see if I find the question. If you already included here. Can we get copies of this information? I have never heard of being told of any of this comps exam information. We do talk about comprehensive exams, William, in Residency 1, when students, they do their first Residency 1. So, and it's also included in the IP Resource Cafe. If you didn't have a chance to enter the cafe yet, please, I urge you to do that, because the cafe is actually a student hub with all the components of the program. So that definitely will help you with what will need to be done in your in the program. You also have in the cafe your 3-year course schedule plan. And not only I'm talking about William, but for all of the students, when you enter the program, you receive your 3-year schedule plan. It's a tentative schedule because some courses, they move around, but it's important at least that you have an idea of what are the courses that will be coming as you move forward with the program. So feel free to go to the IP Resource Cafe. If you don't know when you're going to take the comprehensive exam, you will find that information in the 3-year plan. If you change cohorts or if you took a leave of absence, most likely it's you are not going to be in that cohort specifically with the 3-year schedule plan. So please confirm with Tamara Rolnick what is your cohort or when you are expected to be taking comprehensive exams. But a lot of this information that I'm talking is already included in the comprehensive exam in the IP Resource Cafe. So let me see if there are any follow-up questions. I hope that is helpful for everyone. But we will be talking more about comprehensive exams during the residency. Jennifer Fisher will be coming to the session where we talk about comprehensive exams for the IP PhD students in Residency 1. And Amy Sison.
Ryan, can I have some?
All right. And Amy Sison, she will be coming to talk with Residency 2 students. I know that Residency 2 students just took, they basically really just took the comprehensive exams, the written comprehensive exams, because the window ended yesterday. But she will be coming to talk about oral comprehensive exam, which is the dissertation oral proposal defense. I don't believe you did that already for Residency 2 students, but it's coming along your way. So please stay tuned for that. There is also a video that I recently recorded with IP PhD candidate Lisette London. She actually was very generous, and we recorded a video going through each process related to the service provider, ProctorU, which is the vetted service provided by TCSPP. It's not only a company that provides proctoring for comprehensive examinations for the IP PhD program, but for many other doctoral programs as well. So it's the vetted company. We talk about specific areas of ProctorU that are important for you to be aware as you prepare for your comprehensive exams. So please take a look at the video. And there are many, many other resources at the IP Resource Cafe. Take your time to navigate through the cafe. And probably, questions that you have about the program, you will find the responses there as well. The last topic that I would like to encourage you to do is to, as you are progressing in your in the field of international psychology, please consider joining a professional association. When I say consider joining a professional association, I mean joining an association that is related to the field of international psychology, and an association that you feel you will benefit from that. Jennifer Fisher mentioned Division 52. So Division 52 is the International Psychology Division of the American Psychological Association. It's one of the chapters that was introduced to APA, and Dr. Stevens was part of that when that happened in the late 90s, more precisely 97. So this was a very important milestone for international psychology in the United States, because the Division 52 was created. Dean McGrath and myself, we are currently the co-chairs of the Division 52 membership committee. So if you have questions about how to join the committee, please feel free to contact me or Dr. McGrath. We would be more than happy to talk about that. We do have a student representation in the Division 52. Actually, yesterday was our board meeting, And we are talking about exciting initiatives for students all over the world. So think about, the possibility of Division 52 or any other type of divisions. We do have the Inter-American Psychological Association, that is actually an association for psychologists, professional association for psychologists in the American continent, including North America, Central America, and South America. But also there is representation in the Inter-American Psychological Association from European countries and Asian countries as well. There are many other professional associations, and I encourage you to go to the International Union of Psychological Sciences. This is the organization that you learn when you took IP 790, when you were talking about ethics and professional development. The International Union is an association, but the membership does not happen individually. The membership happen for each country. So for instance, if your country, if the United States is associated with the International Union of Psychological Sciences, then yes, you are already you are a member of that through your country membership. And yes, United States is a member of the International Union of Psychological Sciences. So please go to that website and actually look into all the international professional associations that they have there, so you can familiarize yourself with what would be more beneficial for you to consider. I believe, there are so many other things that we are going to be discussing during the course of today and tomorrow. But I know it's a long weekend that we have ahead of us. And it's important to take care of ourselves. Self-care strategies are extremely important. Don't forget, to be patient, to be patient with you and to be patient with others as well, to have compassion towards others and to have and practice self-compassion. It is a moment where sometimes it's difficult for us to do all of that, but if we don't do that, if we don't take care of ourselves, who will be doing that, right? And how we will be able to take care of others if we don't take care of ourselves. And we are here also to support you in the development of self-care strategies and self-compassion. So you definitely can count on us. I will open the floor to see if you have any questions. We will be focusing on your introductions in the next session after our break. So we will have the possibility to do that. That's the reason why we are not doing this right now. But I would like to open the floor to see if you have any questions that you would like to ask us prior to us going to our break. Feel free to unmute yourselves, and I'm going also to take a look at the chat box. Oh, thank you so much, Jen, for including the Ambassadors Club email address. I'm seeing beautiful faces and beautiful smiles, but I'm not hearing anything. So if you don't have questions or if you don't want to ask right now, that's absolutely fine. please feel free to reach out to us individually if you would like to ask your questions, go to the faculty or the staff or student representation, whatever you feel more comfortable. So we are going to enter our break now, a little earlier than we had anticipated. So we are going to enter our break, and the break it's going to be, since we are entering early, the break it's going to be 40 minutes rather than 30 minutes. So we are going to start our next session at 1 p.m. Central Time. I'm trying just to make sure I am accurately saying that, because we are in different time zones. I'm actually in Eastern Time. And I know there are several of you that are in many other time zones that are not here where we are in the Pacific or the Central or the Eastern time zone. So thank you so very much for being with us during residency. Don't forget, the quality of your presence can transform your experience. So please allow yourselves to be fully with all of us during this weekend. Stay with my virtual hugs until the next session, and I see you soon. Thank you so much, everyone.